reason for this video is that I was asked on Tractor by Net forum by one of the fellow tractor lovers to check, because I had originally bought these are the Harbor Freight Hercules brand. So I have the 1/4-inch impact driver that I bought last week, and then I bought the hammer drill. And this, I will admit that I did use. I took some lug nuts off my car and did some stuff, just real minor playing around. This I never used. I just opened it up, looked at it. Batteries are all charged. I found out that they were each around $100, and each with $20 add-on warranty. You could get the 2-year walk-in replacement warranty for $18. So I call it 20. So I call it with tax and everything. It's around $240 spent on these two. So I had bought them, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to marry into the Hercules, and I'm going to marry into the battery, and then I found out that for $279 plus tax, and with not a walk into the store, but they do offer on Ridgid. This is Ridgid brand, which is the house brand of Home Depot. So Ridgid does a lifetime warranty. You go and register up on their site, and once you get accepted, and you have to do that quickly after you buy it, but once you get it accepted, then you have your lifetime warranty, which is a warranty that you're not going to walk into the store and deal with the people at the retail store. You're going to do it through the Ridgid website or the phone number, and you're going to, it's going to be a few days or whatever to mail things around. But it's lifetime, 2 years. Also, $240, $280 plus tax, free shipping. So instead of getting the two blue tools that you see here, the 1/4-inch impact and the hammer drill, I have a non-hammer drill. That kind of sucked, but that was the way it was. I got the 1/4-inch impact, so this and this are nearly identical, except for this is a hammer drill. This and this are pretty much identical, except for this one is 1,500 inch-pounds. This is 2,000 inch-pounds, so it's supposedly more powerful. For that extra $40 or so that I spent, I also got a 1/2-inch impact. I also got a grinder, 18-volt grinder. Came with one grinding wheel. Handle has 3 positions. You can thread it on from here, you can thread it on to here, you can thread it on to here. I like this. It has this guard that has a latch. So you can change positions. You push the spring-loaded latch right here, and you move it slightly, and it will grab the next position. So you can move this around based on your needs. If you want to cut in this position, you can have this blade exposed like that. If you want to flip it here, you can grab this lever, roll it around, and you didn't hear it snap into position. Okay, so you could use it in this position. So the blade cover, the blade guard, does have some different positions you can snap it into. If you rotate this all the way around to here, it's splined, so if I took this wheel off, this would remove at that point. Okay? So I like this 3-position handle, so you could have it like this, you could have it like this. You could have any which way you need it to be in those 3. That's nice. Better than my old DeWalt doesn't do that. One of the cool things about this is you have 3 LED lights. Let me grab a battery here. Let's check this shit out. So this, when you're underneath of a car, everything's dark, you have 3 quite bright LED lights that are going to be lighting up your path. And I'll be right back. Let me grab an impact sensor. So if you were working underneath your car, first time a socket's been put on it, and it's a darkened area, you can see you have one little shadow right in the middle, but I am lighting up that whole area. 12 new tools. Now, one of the differences on a Ridgid is the Ridgid has 2 battery latches. When you squeeze these down, I'm not pulling forward at all. I'm just squeezing directly in. It dislodges the battery. At that point, you take it. So you have the two latches. With the Harbor Freight, you have a single. So you take your tool. Now Harbor Freight has a light up here on the Hercules. Okay? Same thing on the drill. You take this battery off, which, by the way, when you push this button, it doesn't dislodge the battery. So you have it on the Harbor Freight Hercules. When the battery's latched, when you push the button, it doesn't dislodge. You pull, it sticks a little bit, and then it goes. So I do kind of like the way they have the Ridgid built, where the battery dislodges itself through the action of pushing the buttons. Okay, so that I like. Overall, size-wise, they're very similar. You can see that the diameter of the brushless Ridgid compared to the brushed Hercules, it's got a larger diameter to it. You have a Jacobs metal chuck on the Hercules. You do not. You have a plastic chuck. There's no brand on it. It's a 1/2 inch, that's all it says. Plastic clutch adjuster. Plastic clutch adjuster. Honestly, the Hercules feels tighter, feels more precise, feels like a better built tool. Ergonomically, it's heavier. It's a heavier, feels like a more well-built, stronger tool. Man, that's shocking. The Ridgid feels more toyish. It's shocking. Now, the reason I have this sitting out here is because a question was asked today. The question was asked about the two brands and their advertised voltage. So what you have here is you have two lithium-ion batteries. You have a 20-volt 2.5 amp hour. You have an 18-volt 2 amp hour. Now, anybody that's done RC cars, me and my kids race RC vehicles with lithium-ion batteries and brushless motors, so you don't have an infinite number of steps of voltage. You basically step through based on how many cells, and are they in series or are they in parallel, and they are what they are. If you want 2 cells in series, 3 cells in series, 4 cells in series, the voltage makes a jump each time you do this. So you can't go from 7.4 to 7.5 to 7.6, and the same goes here. So what you know about batteries and cells are that these are stacked plate cells, lithium ions, and that these are exactly the same voltage battery. So here we have our voltmeter, which is on the 200 scale. So we have the Hercules battery here, positive and negative. Now I'm hoping that you can see this. Let's bring it out here towards the light a little bit more. Now hopefully you're clear on this right here. So I'm going to come on the 20-volt Hercules and see what we can read. Okay, 20-volt Hercules reads 20.6 volts. This is an advertised 20-volt battery reading 20.6 at full charge right now. Both of the batteries that we're going to look at are full charge. So there's your 20-volt Hercules. So now, where did I stick this battery? Okay, so this is our 18-volt Ridgid. Positive, negative, the outermost 2 terminals. So come into here, 20.5 volts. So they are 1/10 of a volt off of each other. They are, for all intents and purposes, exactly the same voltage, exactly the same batteries. Okay? So I can even take this full charged Ridgid 4 amp hour capacity, 18 volt. Can you guess how many volts it's going to read? I can. It's going to read 20 and a half, give or take. 20.6. So there you go. 20.6. All three batteries reading within 1/10 of 1 volt at 20.5 to 20.6 volts. So let's kind of do a similar comparison that I just did with the drill. Just an in your hand, what's your gut feel here? In your hand, what's your gut feel? Shockingly, this one is now heavier. Size-wise, boy, that's very, very similar, isn't that? Front to back, diameter around the housing. Height-wise, without batteries, the Ridgid is taller. Let's see what happens when we stick them up on the 2-amp batteries. Okay, now I will say this also. When you engage this, listen, you hear that positive lock? Okay. Okay, this one, it's tighter going in, it's tighter coming apart. It has a, this slides in effortlessly, slides out effortlessly. I mean, it literally can fall out on its own, but just by you hitting the buttons. This one here, no how, no way. You got to pull, 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 and then it breaks loose. I wish I had a scale. If I had a scale, if I was a betting man, I would bet my money that this is the heavier device. No doubt, no doubt, this Hercules is the heavier device. No doubt. Okay, so if I were to guess, this probably has larger shafts, larger bearings. There's something about this. There is more metal in this Hercules. Possibly it's the fact that it's the brushed motor. Maybe the brushed motor is heavier in this compared to the brushless in this one. This feels better, and honestly, I have smaller hands. The grip diameter is a little bit bigger on the Ridgid. The grip diameter on the Hercules feels better. But again, for the $40 difference between this and everything that you see here, a 4-amp battery, a 2-amp battery, the drill driver, the 1/4-inch impact, the flashlight, which I'm going to show you that in a second, the 1/2-inch impact, and the Ridgid grinder, right? So I'm going to take these and I'm going to move these out of the scene. Yeah, I wanted to show you this cool little light. So something so silly as a light. You think, you know, I mean, my God, Larry, you got lights everywhere. Okay, I do. But this is kind of neat. First of all, according to the reviews I've read, it lasts forever. This thing with one LED bulb in it, running on even this small battery, will run for hours and hours. Or you can run this battery, and they do make larger batteries yet, but these larger batteries will, yeah, and the same thing, drops, you know, pushes itself, it dislodges itself as you squeeze. And at that point, well, just a tap with the side of my finger breaks it loose compared to the Hercules ones, where you have to actually put some effort in. So this light, click it on, so you see it's on. Now, if I want light to point up into a room, I can rotate the head, and it's approximately, it's more than 45, it's more like 60 degrees upward angle. So if you were working in the room and you just wanted to light the room while you were in here, you could set this thing down and light the room. You have that as an option. Click the button off. Click the button on, click the button off. I can turn it back straight. Now what would be kind of a cool trick for it is if you can, if it didn't have to turn off to the side, if you were able to rotate the head up so that you can adjust from 90 degrees up to 90 degrees forward. That would be a cool trick for it. It doesn't have that. So the grinder. I have an old DeWalt. It's pre-OSHA safety standards. Mine is the old DeWalt that the button clicks and stays on its own. I'm not used to this. I'm not sure I like it. You have to push in to lift the front of the switch up to get it over the bumps. I don't know if, can you see the bumps right here built into that? Then you shove it forward that shocked me. I didn't think OSHA allowed that anymore. So you saw I was able to hold it back, go up past the bumps, and then push down on the front, and I was able to hook it there and let it stay without my hands holding the switch. Let's do it again. Okay, so we're going to put this to some use because I have some grinding I need to do. So with this tool, what we're going to be doing is I have my trailer jacks on the back of my trailer for whenever I'm loading heavy items. You pull the pins, you lower them down, you crank the trailer jacks down on the back of the trailer, and it keeps you from bending the frame or lifting up on the truck. So I went to load about 11,000 pound skid steer last week, and I ripped them off the frame. So I'm going to use this. Not that I don't have my DeWalt over there. I'm going to use this because I want to challenge it. And I'm going to clean all those welds off of the trailer frame. I'm going to clean all the other half of the broken welds off of the tubing. And yes, you heard that correct. Those are bad welds because welds typically never break. You break the base metal one side or the other of a weld. If the weld stays partially on the part and partially comes with the other part that broke off, that means that's a shit weld. Okay, they're my welds. I did it with earlier on in my life when I hadn't welded as much. I had a cheap Italian Clark Chinese welder or Italian welder, but a cheap piece of shit. I think I paid $200-300 for it online, weldingdepot.com or something like that. So now I have a big commercial class welder. Should be able to do a little bit better job now. But anyways, I'll use this to clean it up, and I'll let you guys know how that all works out. But yeah, for $279, that's the one of the things I couldn't get over the $240 for the 2 Hercules pieces. For $279, $40 more, man. Getting the 5 pieces. I mean, these were going to give you the ability to go build that deck, to go grind out that broken weld on your tractor, and go do a field fix. Pull the engine. Where you at? Between this tool, this 1/2-inch impact, 1/4-inch impact. Go pull the engine out of that Chevelle or Mustang or whatever the hell you got. Pull the engine out and do some work on that. There's a lot of things that you can do that these tools right here for $279 are going to offer you a lot of new and interesting ways to get work done easier and more conveniently. And what I hope to do is maybe add a couple more batteries. They do make a 2-bank battery charger that you would have two batteries snapped into a single charger. So that way I would have this single bank and maybe buy 2 more 4-amp or even larger batteries and get the 2-bank charger. And that way if I want to haul some of these tools, like I'm going to probably buy the Sawzall. If I want to head down into my property and cut out some old gas line and stuff like that, the old steel gas line, I'll take some batteries, take some blades, and go see what I can break down there. So do me a favor, if you enjoy my type of content, my type of videos, I ask you once more, please like and share. And the reason why is someday I may want to monetize this channel, and for that to happen, you have to have 1,000 people as a minimum have to be subscribed to your channel. And if I ever dream of getting to that point, learning how to do this better, when I get to that point, I'd like to be able to, approach them with a PayPal account and go to monetize this. And I need your help to do that. So comment, let me know if you want me to show you anything in particular about any of this stuff. Don't forget Harbor Freight for $5, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch. And that is for your 1/4-inch drive. Okay. This is 2,000 inch-pounds. This is 450 foot-pounds. But you can do an awful lot of work with these adapters, this tool, and this kit from Harbor Freight. This is about $20 from Harbor Freight. This is about $5 from Harbor Freight. These 3 things, this, and this. You can change tires on your car. You can pull the intake manifold off of your fuel-injected whatever. There's a lot of options, man, for just a few bucks. So go ahead and get that. All right, man. Let me know. Comment, questions, whatever. All right. Thank you.